My fellow Nerdikins, welcome to another episode of That's So Nerdy. Today we've got another deck profile for you. It has not officially won on the channel. It has won a few matches behind the scenes, but it has been featured on the channel enough times that we feel the need to go ahead and profile it, especially since it is a fun and we think really slept on and underrated leader. But it is Tommy's deck, so I'm going to go ahead and let him explain the contents of it to you and how he likes to play it. So go ahead and take the wheel, Tommy.
So what we have here for you today is Bardock's Crew, our yellow Bardock's Crew. It's a new Zenkai leader. Yeah, so well, let's...
New enough, it is from Dawn of Z Legends.
Yeah, so our auto here is when we play a Bardock's Crew, we get to draw a card on our turn. So we play a lot of 1-drops in this deck. And that's also because of our Awaken ability. When our life is at 4 or less, or there are 4 or more Bardock's Crew cards with different card names in our Z energy, battle area, and or drop, we can draw a card, restand an energy, and then go down to 6 life and awaken. So that's another reason why we run a lot of 1-drops is for our early awaken. We awaken by turn 2 almost always. And then on this side, same thing. When we play a Bardock's Crew card, we get to draw a card. And then on this side, when our leader attacks, we can combo with one of our 1-drops or any of our Bardock's Crew with 5,000 combo power from our drop area. So that's how we ramp our Z energy, as long as this swing doesn't get negated. And then our activate main, we have a once per turn here. We can switch one of our Bardock's Crew cards to rest mode. Choose one of our opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. So pretty much free removal as long as it doesn't have barrier there. So good stuff here. The unison we run is King Vegeta Royal Pride. We're running Great Apes in this deck. So we run 4 of this guy. When we add a marker, we get to search the top 5 cards of our deck for a Great Ape, any Great Ape, and add it to our hand. And then our -4 is we can play 2 mono yellow Great Apes from our deck. So we'll talk about this a little later and we'll show you why, but there is a kind of broken interaction going on here. So we'll just bring this back here in a little bit. So we run 4 of our searcher. This searcher is absolutely great because what we do is we pitch this from our hand and we search the top 5 cards for a Bardock's Crew card with an energy cost of 4 or less, so we can search out all of our Great Apes and or a yellow unison, so we can also search our unison with this. And as long as our leader is a Bardock's Crew, we can just pitch it straight from our hand. So it can't be counterplayed, so we always get to do that search. For Shugesh, this guy, when you play him, draws you a card. So on your awakened side with your leader's ability, you get to, well, actually on your unawakened side as well, he draws you 2 cards. And all of these cards have this permanent where pretty much as long as you can awaken, they get plus 6,000, so they're 10Ks. So every once in a while you get to swing with them. It's not necessary, so you can combo these guys and put them in your Z energy. 3 Tora counterattacks. They're hard negates for 1. With this counterattack, if we pitch 1 card from our hand, it makes it so that our opponent can only attack our leader card, which makes it nice because we really want to try and get the -4 off of our unison, so it makes it so that they can't attack our unison.
Well, it makes it so they can only attack cards other than your leader if they tap something down. So it's like
Right.
it's kind of
Kinda
like,
like a riposte.
A riposte light.
Yeah, somewhat. But he also helps us awaken. He's another name for our awaken ability. Three Borgos counter plays. He plays in counter window 2 and taps a 7 or less for 1 energy. So good stuff here. He's also just another name for our awaken ability. Our super combo is Beerus Motivated Destruction. The reason why we do this is because we can stay at 5 life if we need to for or 6 life even, if we need to for a very, very long time. So I've been having to go against Blue Samazu quite a bit. This makes it so that I can maintain my 5-6 life without having to go down. But what this does is you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's yellow, it minuses the attack. The attack by 5,000 power, and if it's red, it gives itself another.
Well, it's not necessarily the attack; it's just any rest mode card.
Yeah.
Any card in rest mode, it gets -5.
Minus 5K.
Minus 5K for the battle.
And then if it's red, it gives itself another 5,000 combo power. So if you're lucky and you draw into one of these, it gets both effects. But other than that, we're mostly just using it for the minus ability.
Yeah, that's pretty few and far between that you actually do draw into the
In
unison.
this, the super combo.
But it is really nice.
And yeah. Shoot. What was that? 3 Taurus Saiyan potential. This guy, we can combo with him, and for 1 energy, play him out, and he is a 15k with blocker. So just a little bit of defense, something to combo with. And we can also play this on our opponent's turn to draw a card.
And also, when he's in rest mode, your opponent can't swing at your leader with battle cards.
Right. So this, if you do the Tora counterattacks ability with this, then it kind of makes it so that your opponent kind of has to swing at this guy to be able to do anything without having to tap something. So nifty little 15k. Four Great 8 Borgos. Plays out for 1. Switches one of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode. And then it is a dual attacker if you have 3 or more energy. And all of these apes have an ability that if we switch one of them to rest mode with one of our with an ability, they get to restand themselves. And you KO one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards. So all these all your apes get to restand themselves. And you get to KO your opponent's battle cards. So this is a 20k dual attacker for 1 energy that switches one of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode. For Grade 8 Shugesh. For 1 energy, we get to KO one of our opponent's battle cards in rest mode. This is a limit 1 to be able to play these guys out every turn. So all your Grade 8s have a limit 1 to play them out. This guy is a 20k double striker. and for one energy, and then he KOs a rest mode battle card. So good stuff here. All of our Great Apes are just really good smashing cards. Here is where our broken interaction comes into play. So, as we've explained, all of our Great Apes do things when they are played out. So, what we want to do is try and get this unison to 4 markers. We want to have like 4 energy. We want to get this unison to 4 markers and then pop it if we need to, because after we use it, we don't really need a unison at all to play anything. But we want to get this unison to 4 markers, right around 4 energy.
Try not to shake the table so much.
Sorry. And then we want to hit it this -4. And what you're going to do is you're going to use your unison to search out one of these guys. You're going to have one of these guys in your hand. And then you're going to use your unison's -4 ability to play 1 out from drop. And then you're also going to play...
It's from your deck.
Well, yes, from your deck. You get to play 2 of your mono yellow Great Apes. So we're going to pick this guy and probably our dual attacker.
It's usually my choice.
When your dual attacker comes into play, we get to switch something to rest mode.
Only when you play it from your hand.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that doesn't proc, but what we do is we tap 1 energy for this guy's ability, and then we play 2 more apes out with their skills negated. And then we attack, 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 attack. Then we tap another energy to play the 1 in our hand, and then play out 2 more of our Great Apes. So
and the best part about it is when you play this guy, say you have 2 of these in your hand, you would play this guy out first, and then when you play him out for his ability, you draw 1, and then you bottom deck a card from hand. So you would bottom deck one of the other 4 drops, and then do the -4 on the unison, so you can play the 4 drop out that you just put on the bottom deck. That way you can guarantee that you have at least 1 4 drop in your deck to be able to proc that off.
So a lot of aggression for very little energy.
Yeah, so that would be a total of
3 energy.
1, 2, and then tap 1, so 3, 4, tap 1, 5, tap 1, 6, 7. And then if you have 4 energy, you can tap 1 for 1 of these other apes that you possibly have in your hand, and then that's even more pressure.
Yeah. So super, super kind of busted little interaction that we kind of figured out with this unison. But you also have to get this unison up to 4 markers.
Which can be tricky.
Yes. So that is a great little combo. And then we have 2 of our boss card. This guy is awesome pressure. He's got deflect, blocker, revenge. When he plays out for 3 energy, because we're going to have our Bardock's crew cards in our different areas. But you want to have 1 of each non-Bardock's crew in your drop area for this guy. To get his full effect. And he comes out for 3 energy, and then you place those Bardock's crew cards underneath him. And then when you combo, you can either combo with his attack or any other attack that you have on the board. and you can combo one of those cards from underneath him, and he will restand. So he can become essentially a 25k quad striker for 3 energy. So just more pressure.
Which, yeah, he can be really good, but honestly, you don't really get him off that often. But when you do, it is a lot of pressure.
Like where your opponent's probably not going to make it past your whole ape chain if you can get your 4 markers off.
Yeah, typically with this deck, you're going to be ending the game like turn 4, turn 5 at the latest, probably.
We have 2 of our counters, of course. Two riposte.
Pretty much just because there's such a little amount of extra cards in the deck, it's hard to justify running more than 2.
Well, and you don't really want to charge any extra cards for your first 2 turns, at least.
Also fair.
Our Overrealm is going to be Creator Absorbed.
Because it's yellow, so...
yeah, because we're running Oolong in our Z deck, so we want to be able to copy him. Our SCR for the deck is going to be Sin, because we kind of want a combo a lot. Well, not really a lot, but we want a combo.
And we don't have access to the Piccolo and Gohan SCR. It would probably be that instead. But
yeah, so he does good stuff too. We get to tap hopefully as many cards as we can on our opponent's side, ignoring barrier. And we got a 40k dual attack double striker if we tap 4 energy with blocker. 3 freezes army reinforcements because good stuff. 2 final flashes. This helps us with indestructible and barrier. 2 released from evil.
Also helps with barrier and any really big, beefy, scary swings.
Beastly stuff. Stuff that maybe can boost itself. And then we have 2 Realm of the Gods.
Alright, so that is the deck profile for Bardock's crew.
Oh, wait. Oh. We've got our one...
the 1 power of a Super Saiyan.
We've got our 1 power of a Super Saiyan,
Almost
of course.
forgot the Z deck, too.
And then our Z deck. We've got 2 of our Z leader. He requires 3 Z energy and 1 regular energy, and we have to be at 3 or less life. This time, instead of when we play our Bardock's crew cards, we have to combo with them to draw a card. We can... Our activate main of switching our apes to rest mode becomes we get to choose 2 of our opponent's battle cards in rest mode, negate their skills, and then KO them.
Which helps a lot against Ape Coup if you're able to negate the barrier on some cards.
Yes.
Because, for example, Ape Coup has the double striker on board and one of the blocker cards. Say they already blocked with it and chose to defend it. You can use this guy's ability after the other guy's been his barrier's been removed, pop the 2, and then the 8 doesn't get to replay out the 4 drop because his skills has been negated.
And then we also have, for our last ability on our Z leader, kind of a really, really good ability. We have an activate battle once per turn. If it's our turn, for each Bardock's crew card with different character names in our Z energy, we get plus 3,000 for the battle. So we can essentially make this a 35k double striker.
Which, it can be very intimidating.
Yeah. 2 Oolongs. Like we said, we're running Oolong because we want to be able to copy our SCR or our Overrealm.
Try not to hit the table so much.
Sorry. Goku Evolved Defender. Deflect Barrier. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's leader, unison, or battle cards in rest mode, and it can't attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. So we can slow down something. We can slow down leader and unison, a card attacks.
Oh, well, you can slow down any attack. So, like, if your opponent has like a scary dual attacker on board, you can pick that because it picks battle cards, unisons, or leaders.
And then if we pop a Z energy, when our opponent plays a card, we can switch a battle card, unison, or leader to rest mode.
As long as this is in rest mode.
Yes, as long as this is in rest mode.
I think it negates the skills, actually.
Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or unison cards and switch it to rest mode. So not a leader card. And then we have one surmounting the impossible. So we can use our sparking negates, or so we can Z awaken, because we have the ability to stay at 5 to 6 life for a very long time. Sorry.
All right, well, that is the deck. We will have the link to the deck profile in the description below, as per usual. The sparking negates that he was talking about will be in that list because the last game we played, the release from Evil, were just the better counter to play, so that's what we were playing. But if you like what you saw, go ahead and smash that like button, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you'll be notified anytime we post a video, and have a good night and just stay nerdy.